Now we're in war with Ukraine and Russia. If we had a nuclear war, it would be worth it if it could just save one life. What? Imagine living in a world where people on selfish sides denying racist, transphobic, xenophobic, misogynistic bigots, where people actually supported democracy and took on their social responsibility. The only way to fight for our democracy is to get vaccinated while supporting Ukraine in the fight. And that is your social responsibility. Everybody!
This is Dan Dicks here, reporting for Press for Truth. We're here in beautiful Squamish, British Columbia, and the clip that you just saw, guys, was of an absolutely hilarious YouTube troll, YouTube prankster who was trolling a Texas Council City Hall meeting, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant and hilarious. So today we're gonna take a look at the full clip of this performance by this YouTube prankster who fooled everybody here at this City Hall meeting, and even had me off the top in the beginning when I saw the viral clip on on Twitter. Speaking of clips on Twitter, we've got this member of parliament in Europe, a Croatian politician who's just went into Trudeau so hard, calling him a dictator, calling him out for all the things he's been doing. In fact, there were a number of members of parliament in the EU the other day who voiced their concerns about Justin Trudeau even being here, like this lady, Christine Anderson, and this guy as well, another German politician. So we're going to watch those as well, guys. This is following his speech that he gave to a majority of empty seats, by the way, for his speech at the EU Parliament. So we're going to cover all of this, guys, and much, much more in today's video. But before we do, I'd ask that you check me out right here at pressfortruth.ca/donate if you appreciate my efforts to bring you this info. Here you can do PayPal, you can do Bitcoin, you can join on Subscribestar, you can donate other cryptocurrencies, you can sign up for a monthly reoccurring contribution here, you can do e-transfers to dan@pressfortruth.ca, or you can keep things old school and send cash or checks or simply just words of encouragement to my P.O. box. Links for all of this are located in the description below. All right, guys, so this is going to be somewhat of a reaction video, I guess. I was going to walk around in this beautiful setting, as I often do, talking, giving you my views on these videos and then just cutting to the clips. But I decided I'd watch them along with you here today, especially this hilarious clip that I got to admit, it had me at first. I saw it, because on Twitter, the guy who uploaded it, the comedian who posted this brilliant content, said on Twitter, liberal melts down at council hall meeting over trans rights or something like that. And I've seen so many of these, I'm like, oh god, here we go, another one of these guys. And I click on it and I hear him squealing and crying for like 2 seconds, and I'm like, no, I don't need to watch this. I've seen enough of these morons. And that was that. And then, I don't know, like an hour later, I was checking something out on YouTube, and it popped up as one of the recommendations. So I clicked on it and was like, you know what, maybe I should watch this, because I like to just pay attention and to know what's going on and see what these crazy guys are talking about. So I went to the YouTube video and I started watching, and as I'm watching, I'm scrolling through the comments, and all the comments are like, brilliant trolling, epic prank, this is next level trolling right here. So I was like, oh man, this guy's a YouTube prankster, and he's just playing the part as a crazy leftist nutcase, and he really does such a good job that we're gonna go ahead and give this one a watch right now, because man, oh man, is this funny.
Sorry. So let me start off. Sorry. In 2015, Bernie Sanders woke me up. My openly gay 6-year-old transgender nephew wanted something different.
Right off the top, he's opening up with talking about his openly gay transgender 6-year-old nephew. But wait, it gets better.
Than most kids for his birthday. He wanted the COVID-19 vaccine for the greater good of humanity. Because unlike the racist Republicans, he wanted to protect our democracy and take on his social responsibility to do his part for the greater good. He is now gone from this world. He recently had a heart attack. But the doctors say they don't know what caused it, but I know what caused it. It was a stress.
He's like, my 6-year-old nephew, openly gay transgender nephew's only wish was to get vaccinated, and then after that he had a heart attack, and the doctor says he doesn't know why, but I know why. It's because stress. And listen to what was stressing the little guy out.
From the Donald Trump supporters and the science deniers. Racist, bigot, homophobe!
It's funny because it's true. This is what these guys are like.
You might recognize this man as one of the most evil men, if not the most evil man in history is what you call him. But I have somebody who is much worse. His name is Donald J. Trump.
Look at the picture he chooses.
Now let me tell you why Donald Trump is worse than Adolf Hitler. Number one, Donald Trump hurts my feelings and Hitler does not. Number two, Hitler at least put people in quarantine camps and made them wear masks, while Donald Trump continues to spew out Russian disinformation. Third, Hitler had the decency and kindness to kill himself. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is still alive. At least Hitler had the decency to leave us alone. Trump, on the other hand, refuses to kill himself and makes him significantly worse.
Oh, this is where it gets good.
Now we're in war with Ukraine and Russia. If we had a nuclear war, it would be worth it if we could just save one life. What?
Imagine living in a world where people with selfish sides denying racist, transphobic, xenophobic, misogynistic bigots, where people actually supported democracy and took on their social responsibility. The only way to fight for our democracy is to get vaccinated while supporting Ukraine.
The only way to fight for our democracy is to get vaccinated while supporting Ukraine.
Fight!
Oh, it gets better.
And that is your social responsibility. Everybody! One of the people I look up to, who I've begun to love, is Klaus Schwab. And he said by 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. And I stand with him because I am not selfish!
It's Klaus Schwab, you know, of the World Economic Forum says, you know, in the 2030 agenda, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And he's like, I stand by that because I'm not selfish. Oh, this is gold.
And those who stand against it are selfish! My closing statement, my only regret is that I didn't stop Breonna Taylor's killers. I still remember like it was yesterday. I was shopping at Target in the Pride section looking for a shirt for my 6-year-old openly gay transgender nephew after I got off work at Starbucks where I'm a barista. But at least I know that I was helping the LGBTQ community while Breonna Taylor was killed.
Cutting them off.
Every night I lay on my pillow and I pray that Dr. Fauci will make a vaccine for white supremacy. I hate myself!
Thank you. That's your time.
Here's the icing on
Appreciate
the cake.
I'm gonna take a knee for George Floyd.
He said, I'm going to take a knee for George Floyd.
Could you do that over there so we can get the next person?
He's like, yeah, could you just Move on down, please. Oh man, the taking a knee for George Floyd there at the end was the icing on the cake. Man, oh man, did that guy ever nail it? And the scary thing about this is that he could pass as a real crazy leftist liberal lunatic. I mean, I've seen so many clips that are just like that are actually real. But I don't know, he brought up all the hilarious talking points. I think that was pretty funny. But on a more serious note, Justin Trudeau has just gotten absolutely roasted in the European Parliament as these members of Parliament are addressing him directly. Now get a load of this one. This is a Croatian politician, and look where Trudeau is seated here. He's directly behind him, and listen to what this guy has to say as he just lays into him here.
Poštovane kolege, dragi građani, premijeru Trudeau. Sloboda, pravo izbora, pravo na život i zdravlje, pravo na rad za mnoge od nas, to su temeljna ljudska prava za koje su milioni građana Europe i svijeta položili svoje živote. Za obranu naših prava i prava naše djece, koje smo stjecali stoljećima, mnogi od nas, uključujući i mene, spremni smo riskirati vlastitu slobodu i položiti vlastite živote. Nažalost, danas su među nama i oni koji gaze te temeljne vrijednosti. Kanada.
Boom! Look at that as he turns around and looks right at him as he says, Canada, once a symbol of the modern world. He turns around and gives Trudeau the stink eye. Boom! Look at that.
Nekada simbol modernog svijeta je pod vodstvom vaše kvazi-liberalne čizme proteklih mjeseci postala simbol kršenja temeljnih ljudskih prava i građanskih sloboda. Gledali smo kako konjima gaze
We watched how you trampled women with horses, how you blocked the bank accounts of single parents. You guys can see it.
Blokirate bankovne račune da ne mogu platiti djeci školovanje, da ne mogu platiti lijekove, da ne mogu platiti račune za struju i vodu, da ne mogu platiti rate kredita za svoje domove.
He's absolutely right. And why?
Za vas su to možda liberalne metode. Međutim, za mnoge građane svijeta to je diktatura najgore vrste. Budite uvjereni da građani svijeta, udruženi, mogu zaustaviti svaki režim koji želi uništiti slobodu građana, bilo bombama, bilo štetnim farmaceutskim proizvodima.
So, hardcore ending there. Rest assured that the citizens of the world, united, can stop any regime that wants to destroy the freedom of its citizens, either by bombs or harmful pharmaceutical products. Boom! Hardcore truth coming from this Croatian politician. And if you thought that was good, just wait till you listen to how Christine Anderson lays into him here. This one is gold. Check this out.
Human rights, democracy, and the...
Let me pull it back.
I will now give the floor to Miss Christine Anderson for her point. Thank you. Based on Article 195, out that it would have been more appropriate for Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, to address this House according to Article 144, an article which was specifically designed to debate violations of human rights, democracy, and the rule of law, which is clearly the case with Mr. Trudeau.
Boom! Just called him out on all of that in front of everybody, in front of him. Basically to his face. That's pretty hardcore.
Then again, a prime minister who openly admires the Chinese basic dictatorship, who tramples on fundamental rights by persecuting and criminalizing his own citizens as terrorists just because they dared to stand up to his perverted concept of democracy, should not be allowed to speak in this house at all. Mr. Trudeau, you are a disgrace for any democracy.
Now she's right at him directly. Trudeau, you're a disgrace. And listen to
Proceed.
this.
Please spare us your presence. Thank you.
Please spare us your presence. Man, oh man, he is highly disliked over there. The guy who used to think that his hair would get him through anything is starting to realize his bad policies are going to be the end of him. Now check out this other German politician. He says, I tried to prevent the speech of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in the Parliament because he recently trampled on the core values of democracy. Unfortunately, the enemies of democracy are also on the rise in Europe, as the reaction of my colleagues clearly shows. But listen to what he has to say.
Keep discussing here our European democratic values that underpin all of our actions. I worked in Syria and Pakistan for many years as a diplomat and therefore value democracy very highly. Now, the invitation to Canadian PM Justin Trudeau is an invitation to someone who's been trampling on democratic rights, who's been cracking down.
This is amazing. You know, he's just saying, like, just inviting this guy is the wrong move. What are we thinking? Inviting a crazy leader to our parliament now here.
On people who protested against disproportionate corona measures, peoples who were supporting a non-sanctioned movement coming under criticism. So clearly the values of democracy being despised by this individual. Let us not give someone like this any speaking time in this house of democracy.
Wow, so he was trying to stop him from being able to speak even before he spoke, because he already knows this man is a tyrant, a madman. A lot of people have pointed this out too. Majority of the seats were empty during his speech, so half of them left the room. You know, they didn't even want to give him the time of day. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had trouble filling out the seats of the European Parliament during his speech. A video posted by Global News, David Atkins, shows that the majority of seats in Parliament were empty. Parliament seats 705 MEPs, with Atkins predicting that about 200 were filled, so well over half the room just kind of emptied out, because they're like, we're not going to sit here and listen to this dictator who openly violates the rights of his citizens. Kind of makes you wonder, you know, what Trudeau's going to be thinking when he leaves this one, because this is, let's not forget, the selfie prime minister, right? He's highly narcissistic, so being treated in this way is probably going to affect him quite a bit, but his time is due. I mean, he has violated the rights of Canadian citizens. He has completely obliterated everything that Canadians hold dear to what makes us free. And people in Europe see this for what it is and can call it out for what it is. So I just wanted to share that with you today, guys. I thought that was pretty refreshing to see some people speaking out about the real tyranny that they're seeing happening in other countries other than their own. And I want to give a shout out to this guy as well. Cassidy Campbell, funny guy. Go check out his channel. I've reached out to him on this video in a comment just to see if he would be up for doing an interview to come on and talk about his epic trolling of the Texas City Hall town meeting there. But just wanted to share that one with you guys. That had me cracking up last night and again today. So wanted to share that with you, and also all these other members of Parliament over there in Europe ripping into Trudeau as they should. Again, I want to remind you, if you appreciate my efforts to bring you this information, don't forget to check us out here at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Thank you so much to anybody who does contribute to my cause to bring you all this information. I can't do it without you. And that's all for today, guys. I just want to thank you once again for watching. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, share that video, and stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming very soon. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.